Well, let us see what is the next best thing that Blender has to offer us. With that being said, and then what I have done, let us see. What I have done is I have created a big room inside which there are smaller three rooms, and in one room I have kept the light. The light is being bounced into the second room, and it is being bounced into the third room. But as the distance is going far, the light is reducing. It's a common thing. I don't think I need to explain it to you. So this is a very good thing, but the problem with this is that I have used a cycle engine called a render engine called cycles. Then I have ticked on the adaptive sampling, ticked on the viewport denoising, and the problem with this is that if you go render image, it is going to take a lot of time to render. Now this is a very simple scene and it is taking a lot of time. Imagine what would have happened if the scene of this image is a little bit complex. It would have taken a lot of time. So for that, render developers have come up with a wonderful option which is called as cycle engines sorry render engine EV. What EV does is the problem that it removes GI. It can't calculate GI, and moreover it can't calculate reflection. Want to know about reflection? I have made videos. You can go on my channel and search for reflection cube map, or write Blender Veda I reflection cube map and reflection plane. I have made wonderful videos on that. So for getting the global illumination, for getting the light bouncing into the shadowy area, they have provided a wonderful option called irradiance volume. That is our new guest. We are going to go to add, going to light probe, and then irradiance volume. What more I have done is I have went to the world properties, and the color I have brought it to zero black. It's something like this gray. I have completely brought it to black, and then now I will go into the solid mode, and here what I will do is I will show you how I have kept the irradiance volume. Go to add, go to light probe, and today's special guest irradiance volume. I will click on irradiance volume, and what it actually is that it is two cubes. One is big, one is small, and inside the small cube there are dots, and those dots are called as light probes. So what we need to actually do is the smaller cube should engulf this entire room. I will go into the Z axis, scale in X axis. First of all, this has been engulfed over here. Scale it in Y axis, something like this, and Y scale yes, and Y scale into Y axis. G to move it, G and Y to move Y axis. Then now G, grab it, and Z to select it, Z axis, scale it axis. Now I have completely engulfed the room to the irradiance volume. Now see what will happen. If I go to the property, camera view, then go to render viewport and come to render properties. Listen very carefully. I am coming to render properties, and here I am coming to indirect lighting. I will bring this entire panel upside, and then I will click on bake indirect lighting. Moment I click on bake indirect lighting, the lightings in the shadowy parts are being recalculated and reprojected into the area. We are getting a cycles like render out of EV, and the great thing about EV is why it is required. Why are we doing so much of irradiance volume and going and baking the indirect light? Why? Because the moment you come to render and render image, it renders the image within 1 second. But the problem with this render is that we are getting this light leaking, and I will create a situation where it will create shadow leaking. First of all, let us see what is shadow leaking. If I go to render properties, and first of all I will come to x-axis. I'm doing this intentionally. The y-axis, I will in the y value here, let me show you some of the things what are there in the object data properties. Radiance volume, the distance, how far you want the light to be calculated, want it to be calculated far, I will keep it the near one. Fall off, how far you want to put the smaller cube, want to keep it very far. Intensity, how bright you want the world light to be, world light, not how bright you want the global illumination to take place. This will be easily seen if I increase the intensity to 2. Then go to render properties, and then in the indirect lighting session, big indirect light. Now the light is recalculated with the intensity of 2, so the things are going to be very bright. I don't want this bright, so I delete lighting cache. You can delete the lighting cache. Then I will go to light probe, reduce the intensity to 1, and then I will go to render properties and pick the indirect lighting. Whatever is happening here is the progress bar of that indirect lighting being calculated. So we have to remove this thing. One more thing I want to introduce is, let me go to x-axis, select this irradiance volume. Here the light probes are there, but at a special number, somewhere around 8, this light is intersecting with the wall. So what will happen now is, now if I come to render properties and bake indirect lighting, it is going to create a different kind of problem, and that problem is shadows exactly inside the window. G, Y, now these light probes are exactly inside the window. Now I will delete the lighting cache and bake the indirect lighting. Now see what will happen over here. Because the light probes are intersecting with the wall, it can't understand the light which is falling over there and doesn't know how to calculate that light over there. So it is going to create a sharp shadowy area. So you need to remember that whenever you are putting in the irradiance volume, it should not intersect with different objects of those areas. What you need to do is two things. What you can do, one is to change the object data properties and change the position of the light probes or the number of light probes. Right now I am using 7 and it is exactly keeping somewhere where nothing is been intersected. And now if I go to the properties and bake indirect lighting, that problem will be solved. But it will create one more problem, and what that problem is, it is going to create light, is leaking the light over here as well as here as well as here. So how to tackle with that thing? Let it calculate the entire radiance volume. So now what I can do is go to render properties. In the render properties I will search for ambient occlusion, and here I will tick this off. So it is going to remove the extra lighting thing that is happening over here. And moreover I change the distance. By default it is some around 0.2. You can increase the distance and slowly you can remove the light leak. That's how take care of that light leak. Where is it actually useful? Useful when you want to go to render and render image. Useful when you want renders very fast, renders at a blazing fast speed. When your environment is static and only 3 objects are moved to it. If I tap on this object and tap fine. You can take it into shadows, you can brighter areas, everything will be calculated. And some portions will be there where you get such kind of errors. That's what you can do with that. This is how irradiance volume works. Like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to wholeheartedly support me financially, then you can go on Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, and use 9049410365 as the phone number. Maybe try to see it, learn it, understand it. I will see you in the next video.
Veda.